This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
We're lucky right now in AEW to have him, just like the folks in WCW were lucky to have him back 30 years ago.
1990, man, what an important year. He's going to start the year as a horseman, but he's also scheduled to take on Ric Flair at Wrestle War. And this is a different type of booking at the time, where you have Sting, who's really over with the crowd here as a babyface, but he's a part of the Horsemen. The Observer would write, no idea what is going to happen in the main event, since Jim Herd apparently still wants the belt to go to Luger. Do you remember in your conversations, maybe in a booking committee, maybe while you're having a few cocktails with Herd, did he favor one over the other? Here in 1990, it feels like a lot of people felt like, hey, if it was going to be Luger's time, it was Luger's time a couple of years ago. Right now, it's Sting's time. Did you feel that same way? And what did Herd think?
No, I thought Sting's time was maybe a year or two earlier, at least a year. Mr. Herd liked Luger because of his height. He's walking through an airport. He's 6'5". He looks like a Greek god. All those things are true. And that's what impressed Herd the most. He heard somebody say it about Vince. Turn heads in airports. Or so-and-so can walk through an airport, nobody even notice. You hear that too sometimes. Yeah. So I think Lex's height had as much to do with it. It sounds crazy, but he just had that stature.
Right.
The stature of a world champion. And with the wrestling people, Cornette's on the committee, myself, and many others, in and out, come and go, pretty much had the consensus. Sting should be our guy.
At least at the start of 1990, Flair is leading the booking committee as much as Flair ever led, I guess.
Yeah.
But what was his gut? Was he saying, did he feel like Sting was the right opponent for him, or did he think there was still money in Luger?
Well, I hate to not give you a definitive answer. I don't really know the answer. Certainly don't want to speak for Rick. I think Rick knew that Sting was special, but he also knew that Luger had that magical look. And if Rick's thinking with Rick's brain, and he is, he's going to tell you he can have a great match with either one of them. And he's probably right. Yeah, he did. So I don't know where he hung his hat, what side of the room on. I'm thinking just from a working standpoint. Hey, Nate, you want to go 30 minutes tonight with Sting or 30 minutes tonight with Luger? Well, I think he's going to say Sting. It's an easier match to construct and to put together. You know, as much charisma and that intangible stuff, that it factor, Luger was non-paralleled. But he was a real, but again, that frigging look, man, you can't buy them. Oh, I guess you can buy them. You're doing that steroids, God damn it. So, well, whatever, Mr. Happy Face. And so I don't know what Nate would say. I kind of think he would say Sting, but I'm not 100% sure.
Do you remember if there was a strong advocate for Sting on the booking committee? Was someone adamant, Sting's our guy, we got to give Sting a shot?
Herd. Mr. Herd liked Luger. We've said that. And I think that's where his heart lied. And it was, in a way, Conrad, it was Mr. Herd was seemingly trying to emulate the WWE. You got to have your Hulk Hogan figure.
Right.
We got to have that. We got a Hulk Hogan face in our locker room. So we need a big 6'5" guy or whatever, great body to plug right in that spot. And that's not how it works. It's not how it works. There's nothing human about all of that. There's nothing who's connected with the audience and all those things. And who's got the best character, who's going to be able to lead the company, because you're going to put a whole lot on their shoulders when you make them champion, or at least you should. So I think Mr. Herd was a primary speaker for Lex. And it wasn't like Lex was unpopular. You're asking to make a decision. What do you think? You think Sting's the guy or is Luger the guy? Well, you don't have to be, you can certainly be unapologetic and say, I think it's Sting or Luger.
So
and nobody probably would have given as crazy as that place was. We talked about it a lot. We've done some great shows on the dysfunction of WCW back in those early days. But doggone, Conrad is just for a lot of people in the Turner white shirt, blue jacket, red tie guys. They didn't know the difference, so they would think bigger is better. And who's bigger? And some people are going to shake their head like, JR, I loved him when he was younger. He was sharp. He did a good job, but now he's lost it. Yeah. Okay, I don't think I've lost it, but nonetheless, I'm giving you an opinion. And that's all it is, one man's opinion. Hey, folks, it's time to take your podcast game to the next level. And you certainly want to get your almighty push. My God, we have to have a push, right? We'll get that over at adfreeshows.com. Now, I'm telling you, if you're a fan of Grilling JR, adfreeshows.com has the entire episode library, and it's got no ads. 0 ads, zilch, none. Ad-free and on video starting at just $9. Did you hear what I said? $9. You spend more than that at Starbucks, for God's sakes. 2 mornings. If that's not all, folks, we've got tons of bonus content, including my after-hours roundtable, where drinking was involved with Eric and Tony. You simply will not find a better value in all of wrestling. Hey, look, don't make me go red ass, because by God, you know I will. Hurry over to adfreeshows.com right now and sign up. And I thank you.
So when Ric Flair resigns as the chairman of the NWA booking committee, are you surprised that his frustration with Jim Herd bubbled over, or is this almost a good thing? Was he at times difficult to get things done with? And you guys maybe thought, well, hate to see him go, but I can't say that it'll be more difficult. Might be easier now.
Well, I think that, I'm glad we didn't take the belt off Flair. I didn't think it was necessary. Leave it on him. He's what the people know, and he's a star. And he sold tickets. But he was just, I think he should have stayed where he was, but nonetheless, he didn't. I don't know, Conrad. It just was a weird time. And I think Rick's time to get out of that role was there because he was just stressed to the fucking gills. Wrestlers aren't trained to keep schedules other than their booking. That's it. 1 hour a day, you got to be at a certain place.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.